Hey everybody, this is Jennifer. I wanted to make a short little video on something that's really helped me over the past 2 years. When I first started selling clothing, I was watching all the YouTube resellers, and a lot of them were saying, I see a brand name and I remember it, I have a mind like a steel trap, and I was thinking, yeah, well, I don't. And I had to come up with a way that would help me remember or help me find the brand names that I was looking for in the thrift stores. And what I came up with is, when I did my research, I created files with lists, alphabetized lists of different products. So basically, men's ties will have one, men's suits, men's shoes, women's coats, like specific things, maybe not everything, but certain areas where I go in the store, I will kind of have these alphabetized lists, easy access on my phone of brands that I know will sell. We all have these brands that we have in our head or that we remember, but there are so many more that maybe we saw it 6 months ago, maybe we saw it a year ago, but we just don't remember. And if you're in a thrift store, you know very well you can't sit there and look up every single thing on your phone where it's like, wow, that seems familiar, and look it up, because you would just be in there forever. So you pass up things, and then kind of you wonder later, man, should I have picked that up? Now, this isn't guaranteeing that you're going to not leave something behind that you should have picked up, but I think it kind of lessens the chances that you will. And here's what I do when I'm doing my research. So say I'm looking at men's ties. So I go to an eBay page, and it's completed auctions, pre-owned, because basically that's what I'm selling. Pre-owned, I'll search from highest to lowest first. And if I see a name that keeps coming up, I will then go to another eBay page and look up that brand name. So for example, here on my list down here is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Emilio Pucci. That's on my list. Does that even sound familiar to me? No, I've never found one, but it's on my list. So if I saw it and I was in a hurry and I didn't have this list, there was a really good chance I might just move along. But since I have the list open with me, and it's alphabetized, so it's basically just right there in front of me, I'm going to see it. So if you go to the closed auction for Emilio ties, first of all, look at this shirt on top. This Emilio Pucci silk shirt, $170 used. I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic. So, in other words, keep an eye out for all types of items with this brand name. But if we go down, we actually look at the ties. Here's one for $145. Now that's great, but if there's 100 ties out and this is the only one that's sold, and even though it's sold for this much, it could be just the design, something people were looking for. So that's why I actually look at just completed auctions and not just sold auctions, because it can give you kind of a false impression sometimes. So if we go down, you do notice a lot of people put this tie up over $100, even though it's not selling. They think it has a lot of value. So you go down, all right, there's one for $75, that's pretty good. And there's another one for around $60, and that's good. And there's a long stretch, there's one for $57. Now when you hit the $50, it's very, very consistent. So this is really a good tie. For me, most ties run between 50 cents and $3. So anything that's $20 and up for me is great. And if you don't already know this, when you're searching, you can say what price range you want to search from. I mean, it's great to like pick up a $500 tie, but that's not going to happen too frequently. If you want to look for the brands you actually might find, they would probably be between $20 and $100. And if you want to just look for that, you can put $20 to $100 right in here and just look in that range if you want to. So obviously that was a tie that interested me, and I put it on my list, and it's still relevant today. It's still working. Here's Charles Truitt. I've never found even a shirt from him, but I've heard it from other resellers about men's dress shirts. Some of them sell men's dress shirts, and they sell pretty well. But here's the tie, and the same thing, price plus shipping, highest first, pre-owned, completed. If you scroll down, the highest one isn't as high as the other one, but it's very, very consistent. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So this is something you definitely want to pick up, and it will sell. So when I go over to Men's Ties, this is just on my phone. Just open the page. It's all alphabetized, and it has caused me to pick up items that I didn't remember the brand name. I saw it on the list, and I took it home and it sold. So this has helped me out quite a bit. That's why I'm kind of sharing this with you. I'm hoping it's going to help some of you too. Here's another example. I really don't sell coffee mugs that much anymore, but if I am looking at them, I open up this list, and it's a really big list. And I'm going to show you as an example. Let me go over here. Okay, here's Furnival's. Now, if someone said, oh, Furnival's mugs, I wouldn't know what they were talking about. It doesn't sound familiar to me. It's nothing I know to look for, but it's on my list. Obviously, at some point I was doing research and it kept coming up. And if you look here, it's kind of, I often see mugs that look like this. Not that it's worth anything, but it's something I might not even take a second look at. But if I tipped it over and I saw this name, I have this list right there. It's alphabetized, go right to F. It takes a second. It's not like researching on eBay. And here it is, Furnival's. So 4 mugs. For me, mugs are 50 cents at my Goodwill. So it cost me $2. It would sell for about $40 plus shipping. So that would be a really good sale for me. Well worth all the bubble wrapping you would have to do with mugs. I would definitely do that for about $35. And here's another example. This is on my list as well. So here's the list right here. If I go down to the bottom, you see Victor. And in quotes, like sometimes I want a reminder for myself, diner mugs and lots. So if I've seen diner mugs before in thrift stores, but if it's this Victor brand, and I think there are some other brands, I'm not quite sure, but I think there are other brands that sell well too. But these diner mugs sell extremely well. Let me go back here. Here's the closed auctions, completed, pre-owned. Here's 6 of them, and it's just a plain, those heavyweight diner mugs. For me, this would be 50 cents, so a lot of 6 would be $3. This sold for $55 plus $19 shipping. That's a great sale. Here's a big lot of 10 that sold for only $50, but that would cost me $5. So that would be great. And if you're going to like church sales and stuff, they're probably like a quarter. Like dirt cheap. Okay, let me go down here and I'll just show you what it looks like, because it's very unassuming. Even their how they label the bottom is pretty. Oops, that's my computer. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that's not my whole computer. No, it's still working. I'm gonna have to bypass that because it's not letting me reload the page. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me try this. I'll look it up over here. Victor Diner. I'll go to this one. Okay, there we go. We could do it this way. I'll give this one more try. Let's see if it works. Okay. I just want to show you how it looks on the bottom, because if you see these, this is pretty good. Alright, hopefully they're going to show what it looks like. Yep. There you go. See? It's just a little tiny imprint of Victor on the bottom of these mugs. So if you see this, definitely pick it up. And if you want to do these lists, I'm just going to show you a really super easy way to do them. If you have AOL like I do, I mean, I don't know how every other thing works. I just put into my files my AOL. That's why I just open AOL, go to the file, and it's right there. So basically I just open up a page, like I'm going to write an email, and as I'm doing my research, I find a brand, I just type it in, and I do not alphabetize it, I just type it in order in a list in this email. And then when I'm done, so say I was finished with this, and say this was not alphabetized, I would just go down, I would just copy the whole entire list, and you're going to go to this website. It's the Alphabetizer. If you just Google search Alphabetizer, this website will come up. And what you do is, wait, if I just put, let me get rid of this. if I just paste this in here, say it wasn't alphabetized, I don't even have to worry about writing the same thing twice, because this particular one actually has a option to get rid of duplicates. And if I click over here and just click this link right down here, this button right down here, it says remove duplicates. It will remove all the duplicates that were in my list. And then when I'm done with that, I just hit alphabetize, and then I just click that little button on the bottom to alphabetize it, and bam, it's done. I copy, there's a little button there for that, and then you go back and you just paste it back into the email, and you save it into your file. And it's really great because in 6 months later, if you want to do more research to the same list, or a month later, you can just type in the brands like just underneath the list. It doesn't have to be in order or anything. Throw it back into the alphabetizer, alphabetize it, and there you have a brand new list with all those new brands that you want to keep your eye out for. I don't know, I'm hoping this will help you. It definitely helped me, so I did want to share that. Alright, that's all I have to show you. Thank you for watching, and I hope your sales are going great, and I will see you next time.